As you just saw, the situation hasn't gotten better after 2 weeks of confrontations between the government and the labor union, with disruption to the supply of gasoline and, of course, the economy taking a hit with trucks parked up. Now, the strike is only set to get bigger with other industry unions deciding to support the truckers by joining the strike. So let's break down the current situation by connecting with Professor Joon-seok, Dean of Sookmyung Business School. Good morning, Professor.
Morning.
The Korea Confederation of Trade Unions has joined the protests and made the scale of strike even bigger. Could you provide a bit of context as to what this means with the strike now around 2 weeks old?
The Confederation, KCTU, support truckers on strike since November 21st, starting the walkout with rallies in 15 major cities. It is the first nationwide strike called by the organization in 6 years. The KCTU said that about 20,000 union members have joined in the rally, calling for accepting the demand of the cargo truck drivers to make the freight rate system permanent and expand the system beyond the container and cement trucks. Under the system, truckers get fixed salary-like payment in spite they are not salaried workers. I couldn't agree on the issuing argument from economic perspective. It is rent-seeking, protecting guaranteed sum without competition or effort, far from profit-seeking in the market. More than that, the militant strike cannot be justified under any circumstances. What would happen when the government and the society yield to militant violence without law and order? It is nonsense for truckers to seek social safety by way of stopping the overall economy at the sacrifice of public hostage. In this reason, it was not right for railway workers to take hostage commuter safety for their own interest. It would be a relief that cargo truck drivers taking part in the original strike have already started hauling again, especially those receiving return to work orders. The orders were sent 824 cement truck drivers. Cargo shipment come to move smoothly to and from port with throughput at 12 ports nationwide at 60% of pre-strike levels.
Right. Now, while the labor union and the government are yet to come to a compromise, the toll of the strike on the nation's economy is increasing. What areas of nation's economy are most susceptible to a prolonged walkout like this?
Considering tough economic outlook under current global uncertainty of prolonged Russia-Ukraine crisis, global inflation, and as a result, consecutive trade deficit in Korea, it will be a hard hit on the overall economy when it continues, turning the vicious cycle of the whole economy. While the cement trucking, which has been the subject of return to work order, is about 80% recovered, other types of trucking continue to be affected. The government estimates that only 5,300 truck drivers continue to strike. The number is down from 9,600 that joined on the first day. Container port throughput was just 21% of normal level. Cement deliveries are forecast to fall to 5% of daily average, and ready-mix concrete at 30%. As a result, construction at 250 sites has stopped. Steelmakers have been forced to cut production, and 96 gas stations are out of fuel. Currently, only vehicles carrying containers and cements are covered. Though it is not that good timing, the union's argument would be worthwhile to discuss. But the union's hardline stance is wrong. It is important to establish a clear law and principle in any illegal activity, whether it is committed by laborer or by management, as President Yoon stressed at this point.
Right, and as you believe that the strike may be wrong, the International Labor Union, however, has requested an explanation from the government regarding its return to work order. What does this mean, and has the ILO ever stepped in over a strike in South Korea before?
Not directly, as I know of, but consequently and politically, they've kept trying. Despite the government's stern response, the KCTU is set to hold the general strike nationwide on Tuesday. According to the union, it held demonstrations with the participation of about 6,000 members in Seoul and 4,000 members in Busan. And the ILO said it supports the truckers' strike, expressing concern over the Korean government's executive order forcing them to start work. And the organization immediately delivered its stance to the Korean government, and all information will be relayed to the union as well. I could understand that the ILO can add comments, taking the role of a countervailing view against the government's action plan. But what is certain is the ILO can never bear any burden, cost, or any obligation of the ill effect of the Korean economy due to prolonged strike. Though we could pay attention on the comments of the ILO, we could figure out that the politicians are ready to quote and cover cherry-picking comments. In this respect, it is not allowed for the ILO to intervene in the matter of Korean economy. Right. It is too naive to believe it can help Korean economy to recover when it is tumbled down. It is totally up to us, our obligation, and we will to find a balanced solution for the advancement of the Korean economy.
Right. Well, thank you so much for your insights this morning, Professor. It's always good to hear from you. And I hope you
thank
have a
you for
great day.
having me.